And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta on patch 1.0.29. This is the third part of this Humanity First run. We're working our way into France. At any point, the other human factions may technically start the run either to the Moon or Mars. Although if everything goes according to plan, we should be ready for that. That's what we're hoping. Let's confirm assignments, let some time pass. We need 2 weeks to pass, or 2 council actions, sorry, before we can take the next swing at control point in France.
We wish that you would see your extremism harms the very people we're trying to protect.
They would like to buy our org off of us. I really don't want to sell them that, so no. I don't really want the org they're trying to sell us. I kind of don't think I need their intelligence. Although I'll buy the intelligence if they're selling it for cheap enough. 100. They'll buy it for, they'll sell it to us for 100. Okay. That works for me. Some of these, like liquid hydrogen, we want. Composite armor, I don't think we're interested in.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Campaign to 73. Just repeat, continue until we have full control of
moved the needle.
France.
We hold
I'll
no
look on that
sway
one.
in their minds. Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
They have not come in peace. Images of obvious alien military ships and structures in the far solar system have dashed the hopes worldwide for peaceful contact. Many who wish to seek an avenue of cooperation with the aliens are changing their views in light of some of the first-hand hard facts about their arrival. The road ahead is fraught. So this is the bad event for the Academy. All nations' cohesion moves towards extreme values. The Academy suffers a massive loss in public opinion around the world, and half of their control points will be under crackdown for a year. When you're playing as the Academy, there's a couple different ways to play around that as the Academy. One is, for example, just to have it trigger fairly early in the campaign,
We have found something.
so that you get the pain out of the way. Another one is not to take any executives, and then the moment you get that crackdown, you take your executives. That way you can be effectively reserving a bunch of space for when you lose a bunch of control. Okay, we just had an org refresh. Other than maybe picking up Delta Force, which we're not going to do. IMF would be real nice, but it's 250 influence, and we don't have that much influence right now. I don't think influence was on sale with the Resistance last time we said hello to them. We get one more attempt at it. I might try intentionally reaching out to the Resistance to see if we can pick up some influence. Gonna grab some persuasion on you. And then you're my commander. Tempted to grab commando, I don't need it right now. We'll actually grab admin. Yeah, so the thing we'd probably be doing is crack down. We actually got a base 56% crack down for investing, so maybe the point where I don't really need to wait as long anymore. I can go for the lower influence cost crackdowns. We're still going to reach out to the Resistance, see if we can buy some influence off of them, because I'd really like the IMF. I don't think it's going to be doable, but I'd like it.
Initiating contact.
We wish that you would see your extremism harms the very people we're trying to
They're
protect.
not interested in selling me influence at all. Okay, never mind.
We wish that you would see your extremism harms the very people we're
And we don't
trying
want
to
that trade.
protect.
You know, we'll give them like a tenner. You're every tenner for some approval.
the people will come to our side.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Okay. So, we are going to go ahead and do the purge. We're actually at the 69% purge here with just the raw influence, or raw investigate, which is pretty nice. We'll invest 4 to get up to 85.
Turning up the heat.
Of course, means our purger is going to come rolling around for the next swing. They're rolling at 4%. We don't got the influence for the IMF, although we're not spending much influence. It may survive the reroll in 14 days. We'll see if we can. If it does, we may be able to afford it. Probably not. At which point it'll probably disappear on the next reroll. That'll be done on December. It's good. Institutional outreach and national research oversight are both great. We are looking at a timeline of still like 4 months for national research oversight to pay itself back. Although that was better than a year it was before last when we were looking at it. Okay. We are going to have to abandon a place when we take the next French control point. We'll probably give up Kuwait, which I forgot to take off of welfare and was still running welfare. Let's put it back on spoils for the moment. Get a little bit of money in the meantime. And then we're getting nice amounts of boost out of Singapore, 0.6 boost. Although I think that's annual boost. It might be per year. Or that might be per month. Yeah, I suppose that might be per month. Yeah, that might be per month. It's 0.6 from there. Maybe. Must be getting boost from someplace else if doing that math right.
You'd think a threat this big would finally make us abandon old grudges and band together. But humanity always finds a way to hurt itself, doesn't it?
That's a rival domestic politics. So we could technically push to Mars and the Moon, but I think it's a little early for that. Rival markets is tempting. Electrothermal. I think we're rival economics here for the rival markets for more org choice. Allows us to be pickier. National research oversight will definitely want to do that. Okay, and currently we're researching hard enough on rival economics, even with one tick in it, that we're keeping control. The other functions must be busy doing other stuff.
We've moved the needle. We have neutralized the key people.
Okay, crackdown was successful, so we should be able to roll in with the purge.
People will come to our side.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Institutional outreach, so there's the org choices. Probably do the org choice as soon as Outpost Core is done.
Our associates are now in charge.
Associates are now in charge.
Where to?
So, crackdown, 80% base. We'll spend 2 to get up to
Applying
88.
pressure on their people.
And then purge on the remaining point.
terminating the
We are over the
opposition.
limit, so we are going to give up. Wait again. We had the reroll. IMF still there, although I suspect IMF will go away if we do not pick it up this cycle. And we probably don't have enough influence to pick up this cycle, so we will be missing our opportunity to pick it up. It's a bit of a shame. Plus 8 admin on a person is great. Okay, let's do confirm assignments, let time pass. We are going to try to pick up the last point in France. And I might abandon UAE next, then. To keep this
Public
rank point.
sentiment is increasingly with us. The control is vulnerable now.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We've moved the needle.
Yeah, 98% chance for the purge. I think it's going to be successful. There is an alien abduction, which is the next
cannot just
step
send
we need in
up
the main
a bunch
quest.
of diggers and hope for the best. Even dirt doesn't behave the same way up there. One might as well build a house upon a pile of rice. Director Khalid Alashgar, from his irregular newsletter, preparing for tomorrow.
So the initiative finished space mining refining. So we wanted that done before we go to the moon or Mars. They followed up with industrialization of space, which is something else we will also want. Again, I'm not too worried about the percentile rolls, so I don't need to invest in this, other than the fact that we do want this done. And I don't even necessarily want this done before we're at Mars. So this is earlier than we need it. But that's not a problem. I don't mind it being earlier than we need it. When did I invest one in here? You know, well, we want to invest in here. We control the others, so that's fine. Oh, I know why. We had one invested in here because we wanted the chance to roll. If we look at the tech tree, we can check what I was thinking about. Space mining refining had the purification text mining, so it may have buffed the investment we had in there, buffed the discovery chance for that a little bit. A little bit. I don't think we invested enough to make it a big amount. Okay, ice shelf collapse. Global
Our
warming,
people
being
have
global
taken
warming.
control.
And we take another point in France. We abandon UAE. Although, we'll do the same thing in UAE that we did with... Kuwait, which is we put it on welfare while we're not in control. Try to undo the damage we just did. Okay, so we got pretty solid control of France. We're rapidly building mission control in both the UK and Spain. We'll probably push them into France when they're done with their mission control.
I'm here.
And I suppose we should, in the meantime, because I don't need the counselors to necessarily do very much
must
except
persuade
gain
the people.
skill.
Where to?
We'll send them around public campaigns for the next obvious targets. I suppose based on the fact that I don't really have any more control points, we ended up with UK, Spain, and France, and we're probably going to merge them all together. Until they're ready to merge, we probably just want to keep
Making
the
our
public opinion
case.
high in those three.
Ready to go.
In Singapore. Singapore is up to high enough.
I will tell our story.
Ready for my mission. Making our case.
And then you,
I'm
public
here.
campaign, you can go investigate the alien activity, so go do that.
We will recon the site.
We can pick up more admin on you, which we will do. this is probably the last opportunity we're going to get to pick up the IMF, although we don't have the influence to do it. So I should not worry too much about that. We don't have enough admin to take anything besides the IMF, so we're taking nothing out of the cycle. Fair enough. Confirm assignments. Let time pass. We're rapidly building up the boost. We need to go either to Mars or the Moon, depending on which presents itself first. Okay. We're not in space, so the lab isn't necessary yet. Thinking the National Research Oversight. The sooner we do this, the sooner it pays itself back. 10% bonus because most of our science comes from Earth. Yeah, most of it comes from nations. It'll be 10% bonus on that, so it's a 1.3 per day. You can do the math, so it's year and a half. This is actually going to pay back. I was thinking 4, but I was forgetting that we're getting from. Oh, actually, this would be before the distribution bonuses, so we get a little bit more in the distribution bonus as well. But it doesn't apply to the mission control, doesn't apply to counselors, doesn't apply to headquarters, just provides that 3.4 from nation. So it'd be 1.34 per day. You can do the math how quickly that's going to pay back 1,000. Less than 1,000 days. So it's a long payback period, given how valuable science is early game. Although, short enough that it will
We're
definitely
winning
pay
their
itself
hearts
back.
and minds.
And as we control more of
We've
Earth
moved the
and
needle.
better control more of Earth, things will
Public
improve.
sentiment is increasingly with us.
We've moved the needle.
Here is what we have found.
We are at war with an unknown enemy, Colonel.
We are at war. Investigators confirmed that multiple disappearances have taken place of both humans and animals. The human disappearances particularly include people well outside the profile of a typical missing persons report. Until we learn otherwise, we must assume they have been deliberately targeted by our alien visitors. Our worst fears are being realized. Research alien methods when it becomes available. Another UFO crashes, this time in Brazil. We've lost one of our points in UAE. That's fine. They were abandoned, so they weren't actually doing anything for us.
We will see what we can find.
High thrust probes will be nice. Yeah, one high thrust probes, and then if we can, but it's still a little bit out. We gotta get solid core going. But nuclear freighters, high thrust probes and nuclear freighters, and we actually at that point being like, okay, now I want to go to Mars. At the moment, we're still in the. We got a couple things we'd really like to have before we go there. So I'm not pushing very hard for it. Before embracing for impact. Now I'm starting to be like, okay, it's coming time. We're not there yet, but it's almost time.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
We're
And for
winning
those who
their
don't
hearts and
recognize,
minds.
I have the stuff on daily instead of monthly. I know a lot of people sometimes
Recon
have it on
complete.
monthly for the numbers up here. They're potentially going to take control of rival economics. We got a head start. We've pretty lost control of industrialization, so let that go. Can I take control back? Yes. We'll see if that works. Again, if we can sort of keep the air from making choices as much as possible, then they'll be our choices and not their choices. Lost another point in Switzerland, that's fine. We've got 14 unclaimed points. Kuwait is 12, so we can definitely take Kuwait back when it comes off a cooldown and keep it. Can I have you set national policy in the United Kingdom?
Time to
I think
make
we
our
can put it
move.
back. We can unexit the Brexit.
We've moved the needle.
We've moved the needle.
Although it'll be a while before we get enough mission control where we want to
We're
actually
winning their
merge the
hearts
two
and
of them.
minds.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Mission complete.
And federate with the EU. Confirm. Okay. So here's the counselor action. IMF. IMF is actually still there. Interesting. We're gonna take the rocketry tax if we can. Strong if we can. We'll grab some more admin on you. And we're not espionage following up yet, so we'll grab some admin on you. Okay, let's do some org management. We'll do it from the org management page. The thing I don't like about the org management page is it doesn't show us what things cost. It'll show us what the cost of the final rearrangement is. So we want you on you. At least. I'm not too worried about the espionage, otherwise we start moving the espionage guys the other way around, move them back to this guy for espionage purposes. I'm not too worried about the commander picking more command right away. I think we'll put this rocketry on you. Or no. You there for the moment. We'll put you on you. Put you on you. I might bench the engineering group. Might bench the engineering group. Yep, think about benching the engineering group. Grab voice of the people. I don't have enough for voice of the people. What is the voice of the people is influence. Never mind. Don't do the voice of people. Rocketry. +1 boost is not bad. Let's confirm those choices. Let's go to council. So I don't have the influence for IMF. IMF isn't actually gone, and I'm surprised IMF isn't actually gone. IMF, on the other hand, we'll be able to pick it up in the middle of this council cycle. So let's cycle this council cycle, and we will be able to pick it up.
Initiating surveillance.
Fight your petty wars if you must, so long as you do not interfere with the great exodus.
Okay, so they want an aggression pact. They actually... No, that's the one I don't want to give up, so that's a no. No. Strange they want to give us this. I wouldn't complain about having that, but I probably don't need that. So let's put them back. Put that back on the bench. I don't have any projects to give them. Can we just buy the non-aggression pact for like 100? Yes. Okay, we'll do that.
Setting a watch.
Again, not one of the factions that we need to be aggressive against.
The people will come to our side.
Humanity first. Or support.
We're winning their hearts and
Support.
minds.
support.
Public opinion
And
is
more
moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
Outpost mining complex, that is something we definitely want to do relatively soon. We'll probably put that after high thrust probes. And then we've got the IMF as an option. We can pick over now. So the question is, who do I want the IMF on? There's really no reason not to put it on anyone, because it could go on anyone. Yeah, because it's got no restrictions on where it can go. Just for 3 stars, get 8 admin, 1 influence, bunch of other bonuses, yeah. I think we want to put on someone who isn't the quick learner, the striver. So the social scientist would not be a terrible choice. Let's put it on you. Here we go. The MF doesn't apply, obviously, until the next counselor cycle, but we've now secured it. It can't disappear on the reroll. Academy fills a purge, UAE. The Academy is a faction we will eventually have to be somewhat aggressive towards. They're considered pro-alien, I believe.
We will
Stabilize
restore
Spain a
peace
little
to
bit.
this nation.
This level of unrest is only causing less than 4% malice on the science, so it's not super important to get it down. Because the unrest applies a research malice of unrest squared in percent terms. So 2 unrest is 4% malice to research in that area.
Things are cooling off.
So we're going to have back control here in 30th of June if no one purchases out. And I think we have enough to control it again, because the expanding capacity or control.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We've got 23 mission control, so we're really, really good for going out to Mars. As soon as we got the boost enabling techs. Tarki's undergone a coup d'etat. So I think that was a naturally occurring one. Those are pretty rare, but they happen. Would explain why no one took control of the executive. Not quite happy with the rival economic situation, but it is what it is. I can't lose control of nuclear fission space, so we'll do that. That'll increase the likelihood that we maintain control of a rival eco. And then we confirm assignments. Let some time pass. There's high thrust probes. We're going to follow that up with outpost mining complex, so we can actually do mining when the moon or Mars pops. France can unify with Spain, although we want to max out the mission control in Spain first.
Order is returning.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
We've moved the needle.
The people will come to our side.
In 1954, the Americans built the first nuclear-powered submarine and changed the course of naval warfare. Now, it is upon us to become the creators of the first nuclear-powered spaceship. It is upon us to define warfare in space.
So we
Commander
completed this
Fiona
tech.
Ayawade comments to media at Churchill Shipyards.
We completed this tech with the most science, so we can overrule, or we get the choice. We could, in theory, push Mars on the moon. But still don't think it's, I think it's a little too early for that. We're going to do solid core, again, because I'm really interested in nuclear freighters. Nuclear freighters is a very decent savings for going to Mars, especially if you're doing like Mars first. We're going to skip the moon and go straight to Mars. Nuclear freighters all the way. can't have control in both these. I might not be able to even keep it on the rival economics. I'm not going to compete too much for solid core. We'll see who takes control of that control. Oh, we're just barely hanging in there on arrival. More boost. Rest of it's mostly influence. And yeah, because we have IMF that's providing us the admin, we can take the boost. We'll take the boost. Then we'll save up. Have a little bit more admin. Okay. Actually, 2 stars for 2 influence or 2 persuasion is tempting. It's just the 1 counselor. You could take it as well. Probably want to. Although you don't have any admin, that's the problem there, right? Okay, so we'll put you on here for the moment so we can hold it, and more persuasion on that person isn't wasted. Firm assignments, let time pass. We've got enough control points so we can let things come off of Abandoned Nation. Vision pile, we may want that. We may not need it yet because of the way I think we're going to do Mars. I think we're going to do Mars like we did last time, trying to make use of solar mirrors on Mars. Another UFO crashes.
We've
this time
moved
to
the
USA.
needle.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
The people will come to our side.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Culture? Culture is nothing more than a qualitative marketing profile. Whether your line is boots, carbonated beverages, or civilian firearms, your job is to develop products that people will incorporate into their identities so deeply they can't see where their personality stops and our branding begins.
Okay, so that's arrival economics. We don't yet need. Look in the tech tree. We don't yet need to. I suppose that's the wrong way to describe it at this point. Working in solid core, I could push the moon or Mars. And we're actually at the point where we're starting to think about pushing the moon or Mars. I still think it's maybe too early. Not alone. Domestic politics had the National Research Oversight. National Labs is behind Arrival Law, which we could do. That would be the next Earth Science. It would be nice when we're not in space. Okay, let's do Arrival Law then. The other thing to do would be boost production. I don't actually think we necessarily, because we're getting enough boost orgs. Like we're getting lots of boost from orgs. To the point where I'm not worried about boost. Yeah, I think I really have a lot. Getting that, because that allows, again, national labs, more science. More science. That's science and science. And this is because we want solid core. Can I do come from behind to get solid core? Maybe. We'll see if we can do that. Five there, 6 there. And what are we up to in Singapore? 0, but we mostly been focusing on boost. That's fair enough. So France has been able to make boost from the beginning of the game, and we've always got as much boost in Singapore. To give you an idea of how productive Singapore can be.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Bootstrap. We'll set that as a favorite. We may want to do that for when we're done with the EU. Slovakia is leaving the EU. That's fine. I was going to do minor nations. Apparently we're ending up doing major nations in the EU. Because we're basically doing Spain and the UK first. When do you come back? You're June, 30th of June. You're 16th of May, so you're actually the next cycle. You're going to be even farther out. Oh, you're 30th of June as well. Okay. They'll have everything back at that point. See if we're still under cap.
Acknowledged.
Your orders?
You go investigate crash site in... Oh no, investigate the alien activity.
Investigating
The
alien
will go away.
site.
Crash site won't. Okay, so if I want control of law, I have to invest more in law. If I invest more in law, although I'm already off to a lead there, we'll see if that holds.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
You know, with this done, solid core will give us the freighters.
We have found something.
And with the freighters, at that point, we'll just be interested in going Mars. We might just skip the moon. Or I might intentionally do the moon to get the other human players to go after the moon. Okay, we're not rich enough to pick up the investments. Or this group. We don't have Afghanistan, okay. So we're not going to interact with those. You could probably do with more admins. Give you more admin. Past the point where we're like desperate need for persuasion. Testing the crash site. And confirm assignments. Let some time pass. We've got. No, that was we got the point back in Switzerland. Okay. It's a point in Switzerland, so it's not a very big difference. I might just leave it on funding. I think that works for me. Yeah, we're gonna leave that on funding. It has, in theory, buffed
Public
our science
opinion
research
is
a little
moving
bit
in our direction.
by giving us another
We've
point.
moved the needle.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Should probably move those public campaigns around. I think they've reached maturity there. Oh yeah. Protectorate's taken off to a fine start there.
Complete.
And we're not going to be able to take it back yet. Okay, they got that slot choice. They can have it. So, that's the end of May. We're now into June. Let's come off of Crackdown on the end of June. So, July. We can potentially swing these back over to Spoils.
We'll make things safe.
Rival markets will be wanting that for extra rolls at the org market.
Things are cooling off.
We've moved the needle.
Public opinion is
We're
moving
over
in our
80.
direction.
I think it's time to move these guys to
The people will
public
come
campaigns
to our
themselves.
side.
The people will come to our side.
I'm here,
Let's get you public campaigning in
making our case.
Spain, Germany.
I will try to sway the public.
At your service. I will try to sway the public.
You're going to be a little bit harder to public campaign, but we're going to send you to Italy. We're also going to give you a small budget.
I will try to sway the public.
Standing by. Telling our story.
Standing by.
This is the reroll. That's actually a really interesting one. 2 boost, 4 admin. I could say no, but I'm not going to say no. That's... okay, it's a large initial price. It's the only concern on that one, which is not enough of a concern. Okay, we still have control there. It's not a big lead, so I definitely can't take the... can't calm down and move to other stuff.
Order is returning.
The people will come to our side.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We hold no sway in their minds.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
So we slowly work on Germany and Italy, and they'll probably be where we move to after we integrate Spain and the UK. Okay, stuff came off of Crackdown, putting us 4 points over. Yeah, that helps a little. Oh, you've got a particular region and we just don't have any in that country. That's fair enough. Do I just run 3-hour? It's not too bad on the influence side. Of course, no, the answer is we just abandon Switzerland. I abandon Switzerland. That works. There we go. That stabilizes everything. We'll have enough by the time Switzerland comes back. We'll provide funding for additional research, like public opinion. Global public opinion's great. I think at the end of the cycle, we'll go take a quick look around the globe, see who's taking the other majors.
We've moved the needle.
We've moved the needle.
The The people will come to our side.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Outpost mining complex is complete. Given what we're planning to do, no, I should probably grab the, we'll grab the orgs first. The org boost, so rival markets and institutional outreach for the +10 org choices. But once that's done, we'll probably work on the rockets. Well, actually, this is an argument not to run 2 sociology ones at the same time. Okay, let's bow to that one, which is then we do reusable for the boost bonuses. Because, yeah, that's the difference between 22 to national research to 20. It's not a big change, but it's a little change. 2% bonus we're losing. Okay, so India, 1-1 resistance servants. No one's in China yet. Russia's mostly servants. Canada's mostly Exodus. No one in the United States, and Mexico is cracked down. Interesting. Apparently the AIs have all just been like, yeah, no, we don't care about the majors for whatever reason. They've just been running amok wherever they want. All the little places. So the biggest power controlled by anyone, I think, is basically Russia. Although we can see there's been a bunch of fighting over, mostly by Exodus, over Scandinavia. Seven of 12, 7 of 17. 7 of 12 is pretty close, actually. Malaysian states, Polynesian states, those are pretty nice small places. And then we're up to 1.7 in Singapore, which is actually where France is, so we're getting as much from, well, the EU entirely is making almost as much, because the EU gets divided across all the people who are in the EU, is making as much boost as Singapore is alone.
Things are cooling off.
Our case remains unheard.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We will never know if Lise Meitner and Otto Hahn even dreamed that their discovery of nuclear fission would one day be used to build spaceships. Let us hope, nevertheless, that we would have made them proud. Chancellor Li Qingzao, keynote speech at the Spaceport Summit.
There's solid core fission. In theory, if we were looking for good drives, we could be pushing up into molten into vapor. I think it's too early for that. We also don't need the drives that badly. We did that particularly for the freighters, which will be popping up as a project soon. I think it's still a little bit early. We want the freighters researched, I think, before I push to the moon. So the moon might be the next one, but it's not going to be this one. I'm going to want for that for ship armor. It's maybe a little early for ship armor. Although maybe it's not. Heat management, that's solar mirror, so we're going to want that for Mars. Although not for the initial landing on Mars. That's going to be for Tier 2 Mars. Tier 1 Mars doesn't need that. Energy lasers, particle beams, okay. Space agriculture is going to require space research. You can see I haven't planned this out super hard. I've got ideas for what we're going to do, but things are going a little too easy on me controlling the Earth science. At least in comparison to what I was planning. I was expecting this to be harder. Although I did do... The last run was on basically India-China, which is definitely the slow burn approach. This is the burn hard, burn fast, don't care what damage we do in the wake method. Suppose we're going to want to work towards particle beams at some point. This is one of the weapons we might use early on. E-beam battery, electron lance, yeah. The other ones that work for space research is augmented reality. Oh, and space research is, yeah, work towards directed space research. That's the Tier 2 labs. Where space research is mobile space science lab, which is actually how you survey locations using spaceships. As well as project review. I'm surprised this is a 3% project review. Project review is this the reroll of your choice. Well, less of your choice, and just it does a reroll. It does one reroll. Whereas the the future text rerolls the entire category. We're gonna work towards Tier 2, just through Ad Astra. Maybe a little early to work to Tier 2 when you haven't, arrived at Mars. Although, we maybe don't want to be spending very long in Tier 1. If we can help it. No, I've sold myself on doing Ad Astra. We're gonna do Ad Astra. Might be too early for that, but... Why can't I do Ad Astra? Because I don't have the progress of Ad Astra. Ad Astra... It requires mission limit. Okay, it's too early for that. Gotta get the order of operations right. Oh, what do I need for grid drive? Let's find a grid drive. Solid core, ion drive. Ion drive requires electrostatic. So electrostatic, which requires a vacuum electrostatic. Vacuum electrostatic. There we go. And let's stop kibitzing about decisions and make a decision.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
Extra 10% research from our control points. That one will swap over to arrival markets. And yeah, I'm thinking, assuming we get the nuclear freighters, so I think we're likely to. Suppose I can double check what the prerequisites are for that. We'll do the moon after vacuum. We have 18%, also reduces the boost use for sending materials from Earth to beyond the low Earth orbit. And yeah, it's just half solid core fusion, so it can show up at any point. The fusion is real hard. Okay. So this got nicked by the Protectorate. That's fine. I think I actually had that on the bench. That's probably why I was vulnerable.
Order is returning.
Public opinion
It does
is
mean that
moving
one of
in
our guys has
direction.
been detected.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
And the Protectorate is getting bored.
Our case remains unheard.
So I suppose that is a good indicator that we should actually do a go to ground
sway in their
pass.
minds.
Solid core, we're going to want this, not for what it's showing here, but because this is a prerequisite for the good drive. Although I suppose if we were desperate, we could run Dumbo. We could run
The
solid core
less we
arrangements.
burn, the longer we will survive. And the less we depend upon burning our natural resources, the fewer territorial conflicts we will suffer. It is forever bewildering to me how few of us can accept this simple concept. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, lecture at Beyond Fossil Fuels Conference.
Okay, so this is vacuum electrostatic principles. I'm somewhat surprised we already got that done. We haven't had nuclear freighters pop yet, so next one in the progress towards getting solid core, or not solid core, grid drive. So grid drive is based off oh, it also requires carbon nanotubes. Ion drive requires electrostatic principles. So we want to do electrostatic principles, which we now have all the requisites for. I mean, electrostatic propulsion. Electrostatic principles, I think, was the prerequisite for this. We did.
Reporting in.
Okay, let's do a quick go to ground pass.
Hunkering down.
I'm here. Initiating deep cover.
Standing by for orders. Going off the grid.
Ready. Hunkering down.
Ready to go. Evading pursuit.
Going into hiding.
Going silent.
Hunkering down.
It's because I don't know who
cover.
was the
Going
target
off the grid.
for the. Oh, so I'll take over mission. So just everyone go to ground. Okay.
Standing by for orders.
Even more boost. Although we'd have a fun time trying to find who has slots open, I suppose. I say as I give someone enough slots to pick one up. So as we'll pick it up, let's do more boost. You've got space. You're probably looking for stuff that we don't have in the queue. Fair enough. We'll grab you a little bit more admin, because you're going to want it when the time comes. We are reaching the point where we want you not to have careless. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's take careless off of you. I was thinking about another one as well. Though that must have been a different counselor. One of the other counselors has. Loss averse. We'll want to remove loss averse soon. We're approaching the stage in the game where there the ability to actually lose things. Our counselors want to do some tasks, yes.
I will tell our story.
What's the up? I will tell our story.
Reporting in.
Standing by.
Ready for my mission.
I'm here.
Oh, you can inspire. It's like, I'm pretty sure I had a person who could inspire, and the answer is it's this person, yes.
I'll ensure their loyalty.
At your service. We will restore peace to this nation.
Standing by.
I guess it was just the one that could inspire.
Making our case.
No, I have two. Or the other one.
Ready for my mission. I'll make sure they're on our side.
Ready to go. I'll speak with them.
Okay, we'll have them do a sort of inspire box until we think their mutual approval is pretty high. And then we'll go for, I think, one more council cycle during this episode, and then we'll put a
I
part break in.
believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
I believe they'll stay loyal to the cause.
Oh, we can see someone's coming in for Crackdown, although I don't think...
Things are cooling off.
Yeah, for Crackdown. Don't think it's on me. It wasn't, it was on Exodus.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public opinion remains unmoved.
Critical failing? That was the opposite of what I wanted you to do. Oh, and I suppose I forgot to set these guys, though. Now they're going back. We don't need them on welfare anymore. We want them on spoils. There we go. I was surprised the money wasn't flowing faster. Yeah, if you're not being a mustache twirling villain, your money doesn't flow as much.
Where do you need me?
Where to?
At your service.
What's
Did
the
just
op?
have the reroll on these,
Ready
although
for
these
my
aren't
mission.
super interesting. Actually, Assassinate is, although we gotta have actually, well, we can put you on the bench. We can put you on the bench. Suppose that's what we will do. We'll bench you. Do you want Los Alamos? I think we've got enough science that 35 science a month is not super strong. It's like 1 a day. Although that would probably be enough to double the amount from counselors. Okay, org management, because we can now buy things straight to the org management. The cartel here, because the cartel gives assassinate, we want it. I'm gonna pass the Los Alamos just because it's so expensive. Like, it has an upkeep cost of like minus 81 a month money. Now we're making enough a month that we could pay that. It's basically 3 money to 1 science. You know, I probably would pay for that. Let's pick Los Alamos up. There we go. Before I play too much longer, once again, it is time for another part break. So if you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up for you tomorrow. I think we'll just pick an admin here. Yeah, we'll have another part up for you tomorrow. We're recording 5 parts during the session. This was the end of the 3rd part, so we'll have a 4th and a 5th part before we do the next stream. So I can pretty much guarantee there will be one up tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We are going to record 2 more parts. I'm going to take a short break here to get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record the next part. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.